welcome back to the Buff Bombshell Show. My name is Lauren Lotta. I'm your host, and I'm with the amazing, awesome Emma Hyndman.
Woo! How are you, Lauren?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really well. Like, I'm on such a good, positive vibe today. We've had an awesome session in the studio, and we've got quite an exciting episode coming up. But first of all, I want to know, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good. Obviously, just working on Buff Bombshell and waiting for the gyms to open because I actually would like to start prep soon, but properly. And I need the Stairmaster.
I have one of those.
See, now Emma's got the Stairmaster. But I'm just sort of waiting for everything to open up. I've been working really hard on some other things too. So I've been given an opportunity to work a little bit with Fitness RX for women.
Oh, amazing.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
But I find the American style of things quite different, obviously, to the European style. So I'm still getting used to that.
In the sense of?
Just advertising and sort of the way that things are done in terms of content creation.
Okay, yeah.
So it's something that I am just trying to wrap my head around. And then obviously I've also been working on this other thing called the Wellness Worldwide Physiques magazine. And it's going to be a new magazine.
Yeah.
So
exciting. Oh, you got things in the pipeline. So you've been a very busy girl.
I have. And on one of those busy topics that I started writing about, I actually started writing about plastic surgery.
Oh, yes.
And obviously getting some data.
Yes. And that leads us to our topic today, because our topic is Titty Talk. We think this might be a new regular thing.
No, there's a lot to think about when it comes to your titties.
Yeah, so we started to talk about breast augmentation just in a conversation between us, and how relevant it was to female athletes and competitors.
Yeah.
And we just thought it's something that we haven't really seen. I haven't seen many people talk about it. So we just thought we should bring this to you today. And you have some data.
I've been collecting data.
Because,
it's like you can't write about something that you don't necessarily have enough numbers on. And one of the things I will just say about what I've collected, in the future, I would like to get a bigger pool of samples. So I'm going to ask and reach out to many more women. But this is obviously based on what I've got now. And then I can definitely say I also want to get more data from younger girls, because there also seems to be a trend where girls are quite in their early 20s getting it as well.
Yeah.
So the ladies that I sort of asked, they all had their breast augmentations done before they started their fitness journey.
Ah, interesting.
So that was the interesting answer to that. 85% of my subjects. And then only a handful of those ladies actually got their breast augmentation for fitness.
Okay.
So that is really interesting too, because it means that these ladies don't necessarily see the need to be able to have a breast augmentation to be able to compete.
Yeah.
But then you flip it on its head with another question I asked the ladies, and I asked them, do they think that the breast augmentation enhances the shape? And 100% said yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that can be down to personal reasons too. But then I asked another question. I said, do you think that a breast augmentation is needed to be able to compete in specifically bikini and wellness category? And 65% of my subjects said yes.
Yeah.
So
I do. Yeah. What's your personal opinion?
So I think plastic surgery is always personal, and you should get it for yourself and not because you want to necessarily compete, but it's going to happen now, and there's definitely a trend towards getting them. Number two, it definitely enhances shape. I can agree with that, because obviously if you don't have it and you have to stuff your bra, I mean, it's going to be easier having it there. And number three, do I think it's required to compete in bikini and wellness? I would have said no, but looking at the data that I then got, I would then say yes. Only because, again, there's a trend. Like if you look at some of the top Olympians, I can see who have had it. And I know, I'm going to say this, just say it out loud, but Jennifer Dory had her BA last year in January. So like there is definitely a trend. Like it's happening.
Yeah.
And you can't fault, like it's no one's fault or whatever, but it's happening.
I think as well, it also, I think the current world that we live in also plays a huge part.
Yeah.
Because we're all chasing that perfect body, which body that we see on social media from influencers. So I think there's that, firstly. But then I also do think that as an athlete, when you get to a certain level, unfortunately, I don't know how successful you could be without it when you're competing with other girls on stage that do have breast implants. I competed, so I didn't get my breast augmentation done until 2000, after I got my pro card. And part of the reason I'd been waiting I had wanted them done. I'd been thinking about it for about 3 years. But prior to being a really competitive athlete, like toned figure, it didn't really bother me, because first of all, it's an amateur lineup, so you tend to find that, I think, in the amateur league less girls have them, but also it was in 2013, so less people actually had their boobs done.
Right. Okay.
So it wasn't it wasn't expected. But then obviously when you start to look up at the pros, whether it's bikini or wellness wasn't there then, bikini or figure, most of the pros have got their boobs done.
Yeah,
that's the black and white of it, because it does bring more balance as you get more developed through, the whole physique, the shoulders, the lats, the legs, the glutes. You need that balance through the front of the chest and the back of, the bum. Yeah. You need it, because otherwise you just look out of proportion. Yeah. Unfortunately. And this is a level of bodybuilding where you are assessed on proportions and balance and symmetry. So although plastic surgery shouldn't come into it, but unfortunately for females, the leaner we get, the more we train, the smaller the boobs get.
Yep. And unfortunately, it's not an area that you can build like the glutes.
No, I have seen some people say, oh, train your chest and it'll get bigger. No. You're never going to have big enough boobs to look like you've got a substantial amount. So I had mine done after I got when I got my pro card. Obviously I've not competed since, but I actually now I would still have wanted them. I didn't get them just for that reason, but I was waiting to get to a stage where I was happy to take some time off training, because I was so scared of losing muscle. And then ironically I just got smaller anyway.
See, but like you said, I don't feel like this should really be the reason why a lot of girls get it done now, especially if you're in your young 20s. Like, get it done because you want it done, or if it's because you really feel like you kind of lack shape. For me, I wasn't really competing in fitness at all. And
see, we were both dancers, so I was actually quite surprised that you had yours done so early.
Oh, well, as soon as I was 24, like as soon as I finished dancing, I was like, I'm totally changing my body. Okay. Like I knew I wanted to change it completely. So I was like, what's the one thing I was like, you know what? These ones are coming. Yeah. So, it's just one of those things. But for me, it wasn't necessarily about fitness and about competing, because at that point in my life, I hadn't even stepped on stage for fitness. But now I feel like I am seeing quite a few girls getting it done for the fitness. And that's okay, because if you want it done, but just know that just get it for the right reasons. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you are still going to put something foreign into your body.
And also, one thing that I really spent a lot of time discussing with my surgeon was the size I wanted to go. Because obviously he was looking at me how I was then, and he wanted me to actually go bigger. And I said to him, I'm not going to be a bodybuilder for the rest of my life. And my natural frame is obviously, as you can see, I'm not massive. Yeah. I'm not really that broad. I don't carry a lot of body fat. So, and I was a little bit paranoid. I didn't want to look like I have fake boobs, because that's also personally not a look that I wanted.
I got it.
so we discussed that a lot, and we kind of went back and forth a lot because he obviously knows his stuff because that's what they do. But I stuck to my guns. And I said, nope, this is the size that I want. I'm sticking with it. I'd much rather go smaller because you can always make them look bigger. Yeah. But when they're too big, it's hard to, I just didn't want to end up with just a really big chest. I was just so scared of that. And I think because I was going from such a small chest, I didn't want it to be too much of a dramatic change.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But I think that's definitely something we could talk about in a part 2.
I definitely think there's so much. I know where to get the implants, and I'd like to bring a few in. Like, you can get the show ones, not the real ones. And I just feel like there is so much more that we can actually talk about this instead of just saying like, oh, it's because you're in fitness and you want to do bodybuilding, that's why you should get it. That's not the reason. But there's so many more things that you need to know about when it comes to putting something into your body, like the risks of it with the breast pump illness. I know somebody that's had 8 breast augmentations.
Well, we are just to bring up quickly, Phil Heath's other half, his wife, she got really, really ill after having them done. Didn't realize it was because of the implants and because it was the foreign body. Sometimes your body just doesn't accept it. And I think she was poorly for a very long time. She had to have them removed. I also know another girl who had the same thing. Her body just could not accept them.
Yeah, it just rejects it, doesn't
it? And it manifests in different ways. You don't necessarily get some sort of boob illness, but it can be things like there's something going on with some of your organs, or you I can't remember what the disorder is called, but there is something, it's specific, so we'll look into that so we can talk more about it. But it's something you seriously have to think about.
Yes, you do. And depending on what category you obviously also enter, it's going to play a massive role in your recovery, the way that you train. So I do think that this is something that I would like to delve into as a bit of a series. And if you guys would like us to cover any topic on BA, then just let us know.
# Titty Talk.
Titty Talk. Because you think it's simple, but it's actually
it's not.
It's a big part of your body. You are changing.
I've got so much to say about it.
So yes, we're definitely doing series.
We're definitely going to do a part 2. So but I think that's some really interesting insight there from the data that you captured. So let us know your questions on anything breast augmentation related. If you're thinking about it, if you've had it done, if you, I don't know, maybe you regret it and you want them taken out. We want to know. Let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, we hope that you enjoy this next episode, and we hope that you enjoy our future Titty Talks.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Women's Physique, and I have fast forwarded onto Friday night finals, and over here we have a comparison round of the top 8 ladies that came in. So as you guys can see, we've got Rachel Daniels. We actually interviewed Rachel Daniels the other day. It was a really good interview. She is number 6.
We did. She was so awesome. If you've not checked that interview out, I definitely go and have a listen. Really inspirational, excellent athlete. So I'll just talk through the women's physique criteria and what the judges are really looking for. So it is obviously the next level up after figure. They're looking for a more muscular developed look, and obviously a lot more condition as well. The same criteria pretty much applies to all categories. So we're always looking for balance, symmetry, and that all important X frame as well. So, but these ladies, they've got to have a really great level of development. They must have balance, but I think one of the main important factors for this category is condition. They have to bring that condition, which, as we can see in this first call out, the ladies really do.
Yikes. So they just look, obviously they look phenomenal. Like this is a dream kind of physique if I was ever going to get there. But obviously a lot more work is put into this kind of level. And as you said, it's above figure and just below women's bodybuilding. So from what I know with women's physique is that there are obviously like 5 mandatory movements that they have to hit. So it's your front double bicep, your back double bicep, your side chest, your side tricep, and then abdominals and thighs. Yeah. And then they get to incorporate that into their routine. Yeah. And
they also wear no shoes.
Yes, no shoes.
Yeah, so it's no shoes on stage. They still do their standard quarter turns first of all, but then this is the only after figure. This is the only 2 categories. So there's this and there's women's bodybuilding that continue with a second round of mandatory poses, just so they can really showcase that development to the judges. And I think it gives a very clear difference between figure and the next level up. Okay. Women's physique. Obviously the bikinis as well. They're still very blingy, very impressive. They can play with the colors. The bikinis are very high waisted, so we can see the condition and development through the hip flexors, and just to accentuate the taper through the waist as well. But this is a fantastic lineup.
Yeah, so this over here, this is the top 5. You've got Ivy Rain on the end, Natalie Coelho, Shanique Grant. I can't remember this lady over here. And then you've got Barbara Menage.
So that's Rachel. Sarah.
Oh, Sarah Villegas.
Yeah.
The winner, guys. Oh my gosh.
We'll let you off because you've had a couple of weeks off.
But obviously, like, this is the top 5 out of the 17 ladies that were on stage on the day. And my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very impressive. You can just see that they showcase a real level of development. I mean, look at those shoulders, look at the taper, the development through the legs, and with the condition as well, which is really hard to obtain, to maintain the size and the fullness of the muscle whilst getting that lean. So it's a really fine art. It's a science.
So they get to do this pose over here.
This is a side
tricep or chest?
That would be a side. Well, I think it's a side chest. But they, you can slightly move the angle before you move on to the next pose. They might be able to give so this is going to be a side try here. Yes, the first one was a side chest. This is the side try.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So this is just, obviously this is so fascinating for me because I'm still currently learning a lot more about the women's physique. So when I get to see more movements and more poses that are mandatory, like in this level compared to what is maybe for bikini or wellness, let's say, it just goes to show just how much care is going into each pose.
Yeah, you really have to spend the time breaking down these poses because like any category, if you're not showcasing your full and true potential, you will be outposed by the person next to you.
Wow.
The development is insane.
It's really thick muscles.
The thickness, the density, the fullness, the roundness. So the posing is absolutely crucial, and it's so hard to maintain the size and keep the condition as well.
Yeah,
it's very, very difficult. So, but I would say a lot of these ladies as well, they've probably been in bodybuilding for a little bit longer now. Obviously, we know that Shanique Grant is the youngest on there. 25 years old, and she has been five times.
I know definitely the last 2 okay. She definitely won. Back to back. And now obviously
I think this was going to be her last year.
Although I think I can see her making a comeback one day.
You know what, she is so young and she has such incredible shape and genetics. What we have to remember is that these ladies on stage, they are the best of the best. And when you are the best of the best, your genetics, your structure plays such a huge part in being able to be competitive in that category.
Wow.
You know, you have to have a wide top line. It comes down to even like the length of your collarbones.
Really?
Play a huge part, yeah. Because if you think about it, the wider and longer your collarbones are, the wider and your top line's going to be.
I think maybe
so. Some people are quite small across the top here, and petite. So in order to have a really wide top line, they would have to put on an incredible amount of muscle, but sometimes even then it's not as aesthetically pleasing. I always say think about an upside down triangle. So that top line of the upside down triangle is double as the width of the waist.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I see.
That's your bone structure.
Yeah. I think Emma needs to give anatomy lessons and like incorporate bodybuilding into it, because I think lots of people need that. I need to know about
it's so
that.
interesting. So yes, this is Danielle.
I think they have the wrong name there. I'm pretty sure this is Barbara.
Oh, okay.
And Barbara came fourth.
Fourth, yes.
So
okay.
There's a few routines that we can quickly watch, and then I want to show you the pose down.
Oh, I bet the pose down is insane.
It's like, wow. But obviously...
Yeah, so she is fantastic, but I can already say that she probably isn't as... If she did come fourth, it will be condition and maybe development as well. Because I think the ladies might just be a little bit wider on the top than her. And I think, this category, I really love it because the routines, you can just like... It for me, it's the women's variation of classic bodybuilding.
Oh, it's beautiful.
She's very thick through the arms. Yeah. So if you're looking at balance and symmetry when she did that overhead double bicep, you guys can rewind and go back. You'll see that her biceps and shoulders are quite overpowering in that pose. So this is where the judges really need to know the categories so they can break it down and really compare the ladies. But she's got fantastic density now. I would be intrigued to know what height she is, because she looks quite small. And obviously when the athletes are shorter, we should know that when we're smaller we have shorter muscle bellies, which means that you tend to have slightly bigger muscles because they're smaller. So but yeah, she's got a nice classic style.
I think she's from France.
Oh.
So.
Barbara Menage.
Yeah.
I like that surname.
Me too.
Yeah, she's quite classic in her posing style. I'm quite enjoying this.
Yeah, the posing is, to me, a little bit more graceful than what you would see in the women's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like, I know women's bodybuilding is obviously still like graceful, but I just mean like it's a bit more playful in this one.
I think as well, though, this comes down to each individual athlete.
Okay.
Because you can, the routine is really your opportunity to showcase your best physique in the poses that suit your figure the best. So she's so dense through the back, it's phenomenal. I mean, look at the thickness there in the traps and the rhomboids. Beautiful.
Wow.
But I do think I remember thinking in the lineup that she was maybe just not quite as conditioned as the top three.
See, now that's crazy to me, because this lady is like so conditioned.
Yeah, she is. But this is why as well, when we look at athletes by themselves, you can look at someone and think, wow, they look amazing. But when you start to put them in a lineup and see them side by side, it can change things quite a lot.
Right. Wow. So they're just running through all of the routines. This is Natalie Coelho. She came third.
She did, yeah.
And I really like her physique. Like, she, to me, has such a beautiful balance on her top to her bottom, but that could just be the way that I look at it. But no, I think she's stunning. Oh, she's got the heart. So that's why I like it as well.
Is that why you picked her as your favourite?
Definitely one of my favourite women's physique division competitors.
I think she just looks... she looks very graceful as well. Even just things down, your overall look plays such a huge part in how you are perceived on stage and what your package is. You know, she's very graceful, very smiley. You know, she's got the accessories, to me, she's got a bikini look, but in women's physique.
Wow.
You know, with a presentation, as in her makeup, her hair.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
So all, you know, and I think that makes a difference because they want to see that.
Look at the posing. I like
She's
that
beautiful.
one. What do you call that pose when they go down like that on, not a split, but it's like one leg out? So do you teach this division?
I teach all of the divisions. She's
that's different.
Shaking it up a little bit. We all love a little bit of a booty pop on stage, especially if the glutes don't jiggle, which hers definitely do not. So we'll let her have that. But that's nice because you can show your personality as well, which is lovely. So, and notice as well that when the girls walk off stage, especially when they are in bare feet, they walk on their tiptoes, so the glutes are still lifted.
Okay,
So,
this is Ivy Rain, fifth place.
Yeah, fifth.
And so we're going through the top 5.
Yeah.
But
so top 5 do their routines.
So they walk on their bare feet if they don't have heels.
Little on the tiptoes because it keeps the glutes lifted.
Keep the glutes.
And it's like, as a dancer, we know ourselves, if you're doing a performance and it's in barefoot, you are most likely going to walk off stage lifted, you know, so nothing looks soft. But I mean, yeah, she looks incredible. The glutes look a little bit soft from the back, but that would probably be a posing tip, which she could just slightly hide. See, she looks, you know, wow, look at those lats.
I know.
Wowza.
I just need like
I wonder
1%
how tall she is because her arms look quite short.
I'm not sure. Unfortunately, my internet is not working in here, which I would love to find out for you. But she's got such a beautiful face.
Yeah, but I can tell she's thinking.
Oh, okay. Maybe she's just nervous.
Yeah, which, you know, if you're on an Olympia stage, you're definitely going to be. But I think this is where, you know, your stagecraft and presentation really comes into it. So she's just, you know, when you watch, let's take Oksana, for example, you can see the passion and the performance in her eyes and in her face. And this is, for me, sometimes where the other categories, they sometimes lack that.
Okay.
And it's just because they're not natural performers.
Oh.
Great athletes. But this is where, you know, I would maybe say, okay, let's work on the performance side. Yeah. So we really feel the performance.
Like all through the eyes.
And projection and feeling it. She's starting to feel it a little bit more now because she probably knows she's coming to the end.
I think this is the first year Ivy's been in top 5 at Olympia, but she's so if she was lifted on her toes and sticking her butt out, the glute wouldn't look soft. I got you.
And I'm just obsessed with this kind of stuff. So, you know, it's never a
no, but this is what you do.
Negative criticism, but it's just where I would say, just think about that. Oh, so this is Rachel, Sarah, yeah. So she is the winner. So I'm excited. And must I state, I think the only one in the top 5 or top 3 without implants.
I was just gonna she because Shanique definitely has them.
Yes.
But Sarah and then Natalie has them. Natalia. So you guys, this is your Olympia winner for 2020, Sarah Villegas.
I really liked her physique.
She just looks like fresh, you know?
She does, yes. And I think that also plays a huge part as well. You know, the skin, the face, you know, looking fresh and presented. So I think that definitely plays a huge part. And look, she's smiling the whole way through and her movements never stop. She's continuously moving. And for me, that's something that's really important. I always try and say to my athletes, like, you may feel like you're not moving, but you want your movements to be a continuation from the one that you're in to the next one.
Okay.
So, and that's something, you know, for us as dancers, that comes quite natural. But to people that haven't moved like this before, it's quite difficult.
Yeah.
Because you've got to have a beautiful, nice.
Is that the same for when they do their mandatory movements, let's say in a lineup? Or is it a little less?
I would still, a little bit less, but I would still definitely have that feeling.
Okay.
Because for me, that's where the transitions and the poses, they really blend together. Okay. I always try and say that to people. I say, try and think about your quarter turns blending together. So there's no moments where they start. Although we hold our actual poses, even then, you always want to think about, and I'm going to sound really arty here, but always try and think about resonating through the space. So that means your energy never stops. You might hold a pose, but the energy is still flowing. And that's what makes you look alive on stage. So, but she's beautiful. I remember, I feel like we watched her in another show. Was it New York Pro? We've watched her in something. We were both wowed.
Yeah. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, she's your Olympia winner for 2020. She looks beautiful.
Yeah, she does.
And she's just that's a beautiful
Do you know,
moment.
like, this is what those moments.
Oh, that's nice.
I
like
wonder
that.
if she's got a dance background.
I'm not sure. I know she does personal training now.
Okay.
And then she's obviously definitely a fitness pro. I mean, come on. Obviously, Lauren.
Let's get her on the show. See, tiptoes.
I would love
tiptoes.
That. Yep, walking on the tiptoes.
She's either been taught by a dancer or she's got a past experience. Well, let's find out.
We've got to get Sarah on for sure.
Absolutely.
And now we're bringing...
we've got to watch Shanique. Okay.
Yeah. So Shanique obviously won in 2019. So this would be her sort of like reigning routine, or like, you know.
Well, she's fighting for the title here. She's fighting for the crown.
I love that walk though. Look at that.
Do you follow her on Instagram?
I do.
Oh, she's such a queen.
She, to me, I love Jessica Rabbit, you know, and she's got the face and the eyes. To me, she's like that kind of like look. She's very sultry and sort of sensual looking, and she's just like that. I love her.
Yeah.
I think she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I do too. And she's so sassy. Yeah. Like her Instagram, I was watching her a lot in the run up to this with her prep, and she kept it really real. But she also kept it real but lighthearted at the same time. But yeah, she obviously insane physique, but it just goes to show that you can't get complacent in this game.
No.
Because there is someone coming up behind you to take that top spot. And I do think I remember reading that a lot of her fans were upset that she didn't win.
Oh, yeah. Everyone was super upset. Yeah. I mean, I do think like sometimes I feel it's just someone's time to also win, and they kind of look for a different different look feel. Yeah. And like I do feel like even though Shanique has retired, I want to see her come back one day because I think she's only 25. She's got so much more she can offer. Yeah. I know. And the fact that she's only 25 and she can look like this, I mean, I feel very sad right now about me.
I know.
So.
She's incredible.
I mean, this is just wow. But I want to see her come back for sure.
I really love her physique because for me, Sarah's amazing, phenomenal, but I do love Shanique just because of her overall presentation, physique, but they're all amazing. They're all fantastic. So that's top 5 routines.
Yep. And now we're gonna watch the pose down.
Oh, okay.
And can we put the music up just a little bit, please? Because
we need to feel the vibe.
Like, I love the pose downs. When we watched the women's bodybuilding, that was so cool. And I think this is the only other category where they allow a pose down.
Yes, that's right.
Imagine if you had a bikini pose down in IFBB.
Oh, that would just be like, can I say this? Soft porn?
No.
No.
we are going to do
But
a bit
this
of a
is
pose
so
now.
cool.
There
Look
we
at
go.
this.
This is fun.
Look at Ivy.
This
Look,
is
she's
great.
just like,
I thought Sandy
yes,
was gonna
I'm
roll
here.
again. Sandy Williamson, our head judge for this division.
Oh my
see,
god.
yeah. Shit, do you know what?
I think
There's a
Sarah's
couple
just.
of
Sarah's
toe-to-toe
working
out
harder.
there
Her
on
lower
center
half
stage.
is harder.
Yeah.
Talia Coelho,
You know,
Evie Ryan.
Shanique looks a little bit relaxed.
I think I.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's not working through that lower half. Her glutes look a little bit soft.
Like she needs to be squeezing that.
Yeah, she needs to engage it to show the condition, especially in this category.
I love the
You
screens
definitely
behind
want to show the
Olympia team has really
detail
put
and the
together a
condition through the
spectacular
glutes
stage
because they want to see that.
Yeah, and you guys, if you ever have a posing lesson with Emma, she will tell you where to squeeze.
Oh yeah.
Like I have been practicing my glute squeeze.
Okay.
Yes.
There goes
Ha!
the superhero
It's been very
physique that
difficult.
you were just talking about.
But look at that. Look
Wow.
at Barbara. Wow.
Glutes
Looks like
phenomenal.
human X.
Very developed.
Just need an inch of that. Look at Sarah. She's so happy.
She shines,
In there,
doesn't
right?
she?
Maybe mix it up a little bit. Barbara.
so happy.
Yeah, Sarah's more developed
That's awesome.
and more conditioned. So Shanique, maybe, I don't know if maybe no one has come close to Shanique before
Okay.
and she has been the best on the stage overall. Or I don't know if this year maybe she was a little bit off.
I think Sarah brought the condition. If this is partly what it is, I just think she looked like a little bit crisper, but she looks so healthy in her face and
Yeah.
everything. Like,
Absolutely.
oh my gosh. Okay, so now awards. Obviously, we know who won, but we always have to show awards,
Yeah.
okay? Because these ladies have worked hard.
Mr. John Wells. How you doing, John? Good to have you on stage.
What a fantastic category, honestly. Like,
Oh, it is,
John will
absolutely.
take the fifth place award, the check for $4,000. And present it to
Dun, dun, dun.
Rain.
Good
All
for
right,
you.
that's amazing.
That is her first time in the top 5.
Wow.
well done to Ivy.
Oh, she looks so happy. Look at that.
Do you think there's like a playlist
yeah.
do you find like a playlist on
Think the crack
Spotify
that
for
top five, isn't it?
bodybuilding shows?
Absolutely.
I
Let's
don't-
use this. Where do they get it from?
I don't know, but like when I was watching the Olympia, I don't know who DJ'd for this, but the bikini ladies all had the same kind of music on, and then the classic physique guy all had like
That checkup.
I want to say gangster rap because I was like, they did okay, and I was like, they've got to change it a little
Khalid's
bit.
laughing. Did they or did they not?
They did. It was not
Representing My Cookie Dealer, Miss Karen.
Heavy metal.
so. Well, I like heavy metal's good for this, but like for classic physique for the men's, I was just like,
I want something dramatic, like,
there's no-
you know, like Hans Zimmer. You know, like something with a bit of drama, not gangster rap.
I feel like that's gonna be in men's bodybuilding.
Okay. There was
Ooh.
3.
Is this the cookie dealer lady?
Oh, that is
Yeah.
her, isn't it? Yeah. Well spotted, Lauren. We know Lauren's got cookies on the brain.
I follow all the cookie accounts right now.
Good full muscle bellies.
So she makes good cookies.
It's to look like that.
Yeah, I don't think I would be that calm if I was in the top 5. I'd be like,
Oh my lord.
like on a big stage.
Oh, wait, who's this?
Oh,
guy?
he's
Squat like Chow.
Yes. Is that his Instagram?
That's his Instagram.
You know what I wish on Instagram? That people would just use their real names.
Jumping
Be so much
jack.
easier.
Oh, make my life so much easier.
Two.
Dun, dun, dun.
Natalia Abraham Coelho.
Fantastic.
All right.
Oh, she looks
Natalia.
beautiful.
Another
I'm
She does.
so happy for her.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be between her and Sarah this year. They're gonna. They will be
yeah,
fighting
yeah.
for those top 2.
I don't, I'm going to say this.
Nice way to put yourself through
If-
college.
Sarah continues as she is, I don't think that she would beat her. I think Sarah's got a better frame.
Oh.
She's taller. It's more
Okay.
aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion.
Huh.
This is just my opinion.
Is there like a best physique for each category? Like you say, like the taller category would be for this, and therefore more aesthetically pleasing.
Well,
or-
no, not really, but it all comes down to your proportions.
Okay.
So someone can be smaller, but if they still have the right X-frame proportions,
Okay.
they, you know, can still have the tiny waist, the wide top line, the developed lower half, and it even comes down to like your hip distance.
Dang. I took anatomy and bodybuilding. Emma's gonna have to do a
I'm
workshop.
gonna have to. That's gonna be my next thing.
I think that would be a really good thing.
Yeah. It does play a huge part, but I think as well, you know, I wouldn't want to put people off, you know.
Yeah,
But at a pro level, it really makes a difference. But I think that's why, as well, Adam Bonilla, I think his program that he does and the machine that you can get into, I think that's what it looks at, your proportions.
I'd be curious to find out what the proportion is per category.
Yeah.
And like normal.
The check for $40,000 and the title of 2020 Women's Physique Olympia champ to our winner, Sarah Villiers.
Oh, Shanice.
Oh, but
That
look how
is
happy
phenomenal.
Sarah is.
Congratulations
She was
to Sarah
better.
Villegas.
Oh, you
Changing
guys.
the guard, Shanice.
Wow.
So that is obviously your Olympia top 5. Obviously, there were other amazing athletes in this category, but this video would be really long. So, for example, you had Bian, we had Rachel Daniels, who we obviously interviewed. She came 7th, and this was her first Olympia.
Yes.
You got these 5 amazing ladies. Who else? You got...
We had Anne-Lorraine Mohan, Valentina, Machina, and Brittany Watts.
So like you guys, so many beautiful athletes. And also just like a quick shout out, please go give our UK women's physique competitor Corinne Ingman, who's currently 4 points on the Olympia scoreboard for 2021. And I hope that she gets her points up to be able to compete.
Yeah, I think she definitely will.
Yeah, so
for sure.
You guys, thank you so much for watching our women's physique review. Always interesting to kind of...
It's always great to look at all of the categories, and
so
for
beautiful.
us to really see the difference, and hopefully it makes it all clearer for you guys as well. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the episode. As we said, if you've not checked out our interview with Rachel Daniels, definitely do. She's a superb athlete in this category. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Start off with Emma's.
Oh yes, and my first shout out today is actually a friend of mine, and he's also my dentist. He is called Dr. Afan. And he is a very, very talented dentist who specializes in composite bonding and Invisalign. I've actually had my teeth fully Invisaligned, and I've also had composite bonding on the top and bottom. So I'm just going to explain to you what composite bonding is, because a lot of people look at me and they're like, what is that? So basically, a lot of people, I think as well, in today's culture, everyone wants perfection and everyone wants perfect teeth. Now, with veneers, which a lot of people go for, you obviously have to file your own teeth down, which I'm just not down for that.
No.
There's lots of reasons why I wouldn't want to do that.
What happens if you file one too short?
Well, you file them really short, but then you put new veneers over the top. But the worry is, you know, there can be a lot of repercussions to that. So I just figured the next safest thing is composite bonding, because you keep your own natural teeth underneath.
Okay.
And then what happens is they put a mold over the top of your teeth, and then they file the mold exactly how you want your teeth to look. So I actually had my top teeth done. I'll smile. So you can see them. I had them done, I would say maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
Prior to that, you would not catch me smiling on a picture. I had way too much filler in my top lip because I was trying to compensate for not smiling.
Okay.
And I started to find that it was hindering my own personal growth. So Afan, I was introduced to Afan, and he did my top teeth. And he has literally become such a great friend ever since. And I just think what he does, he gave me so much confidence. I was able to I really wanted to step on stage in 18, with confidence in all areas. Like I wanted to smile and not feel a little bit paranoid about not liking my teeth. I just wanted to give it my all. So you can just see through these pictures here that the results are incredible. He's really ethical in his practice, and it is like also a third of the price of veneers. So really? I know a lot of people are they want to bring that picture perfect smile to the stage, and I just think this is a great way to improve on your confidence. I mean, some people might say it's just vain, but I just cannot stress how much more confident I feel. Like I was not that comfortable doing videos and this kind of stuff, but now, well, you just can't stop me.
So you guys, that is Dr.
Afan Cigar.
Dentist.
Yeah.
And check it out. Like, props up to this dentist, okay? He's got 62,000 followers.
Yeah, and he,
oh my gosh.
He also used to study fine art.
Oh, wow.
Hence why he can create such amazing teeth. And it's so interesting because he looks at your face and your structure, where your cheekbones are, how your face is shaped, and he works your teeth around that. So it's not like one size fits all and everyone's going to walk out with the same teeth. He actually he enhances your looks.
Yeah, that's art.
It is art. It's
like
phenomenal.
Same with those sort of plastic surgeons that do the same thing.
Yeah.
And they don't just like shove up implants inside your body because, that's the norm. They actually do it because it looks right on your body. Ethical. And like it's your teeth, it's your face, it's your smile. That is something that's really important.
Yeah. So yeah. I love him. He's a good egg.
Yeah, I need to go get my teeth cleaned, so I might go visit him.
Yeah, go see his hygienist. She's also really good.
And then I've got a shout out for this week, and I want to shout out the Arnold Sports Festival UK. Obviously, this is huge news for us in the UK and for bodybuilding because it's the first one. And I believe Arnie is going to be there.
No.
I do believe Ronnie Coleman is coming now too. So
oh my gosh. So we got some big names coming to the UK. Yeah. Do you know what? I have to say, outside of all of the other events that we have here, it's about time we had something like this. And it's just great that the IFBB is growing so much that we now have this opportunity. So I am super excited about that.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but every girl that I seem to talk to at the moment is competing at Arnold. So I'm going to do something very special for the girls that purchase if you do.
Are we going to be there?
We are totally going to be there.
We are going to be there.
No, we are going to be there.
We're totally going to be there.
Yeah, and I'm going to film, Kaleem's going to film everything, aren't you, Kaleem? And so, like, this is huge news, and obviously it's just amazing, and I cannot wait. So
just talk us through exactly what's going to be happening.
Okay, so it's taking place at the NEC in Birmingham on the 1st and the 2nd of October. So it's really close to us, which is a big plus. Obviously they've got different events, so you've obviously got IFBB, Two Birds Pro are busy doing the shows. There's going to be amateur and a pro show. So women's fitness, men's classic physique, women's bikini, men's open bodybuilding,
pro show. They're all pro shows.
Ronnie Coleman, like I said, Coleman is going. Okay, so you guys, if you don't have your tickets, you need to go purchase it. And you need to go see Ronnie. And
what I will also recommend is that you book your accommodation.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately, because everyone wants to stay on site.
Oh, yeah.
And it just gets sold out so quickly.
Flex Wheeler. Oh, my gosh, you guys. Like you said, book your accommodation now because if you are going to go, it's going to be booked up. And who cares about Corona? We're all going to go anyway.
Wait, it's going to be that Usain Bolt. Hello. This is really cool because it's not an hero. So we've got Eddie Hall there. We've got Arnie. I think these other guys are CrossFit champions. Yes. Top right. He's like the best CrossFitter in the world. I only know that because my other half is into it. So he schooled me a little bit. And I don't know who the guy is on the bottom left, but I'm sure we can find out.
Who?
I was going to say UFC. Okay.
So they're gonna have like a ton of different events. It's gonna be huge, and obviously, like oh my gosh, you guys!
Oh, this is gonna be epic. So it's everything. It's not just bodybuilding.
No, it's everything, and there obviously it's like your expos as well. They're gonna hold different competitions and all that kind of stuff. This is gonna be something really awesome. It's gonna be a highlight of the year for sure.
I'm excited for that.
And then what was I going to say? So this happens on the 1st to the 2nd of October. Yes,
cheerleading. There is going to be cheerleading competition.
Future Cheer UK, you guys. Big shout out to you guys. So are you ready?
Oh my gosh, who are these guys?
I don't know, but big props to obviously the organizers that have decided to get this going. And Arnie, and check out what's going to happen. I'm so excited.
Okay. Did you watch the,
Bring it on.
No, the series about the American cheer teams?
It's called Cheer, right?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Right. If you've not watched it, you need to,
So good.
My partner watched it with me and he was like, wow, that is impressive.
Well, that's basically like Missy Truscott in the making.
It is.
You know, that's like a bunch of future fitness competitors.
Oh, I want them to do like a cheer competition.
I think that's the plan.
Oh my gosh, I think I might be a little bit more excited for that than the rest of it.
So, Emma, we are definitely going.
We are 100% there.
I am so there. So, you guys,
I'm so excited.
Obviously, get your tickets, get your accommodation sorted. Enter if you're going to enter, and start prepping, because if you're not prepping now, I can tell you this right now, everyone I'm talking to at the moment is prepping for it.
Oh wow.
In the UK, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, that's going to be a real big showcaser, isn't it? Everyone's going to, it's like one of those shows where everyone's going to want to do that show.
Bikini's going to be huge.
I'm so excited.
I wonder if they're going to cap it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and please go check out Dr. Afran, and also go check out Arnold Sports UK.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.